Hey, what's up, cool kids? Welcome to Imperfect Voices. Today, I just want to talk about a cool piece of equipment that I found while I'm trying to bring down the noise level of my recording studio. As a non full time voiceover artist, voiceover actor, voice actor, narrator, etc., sometimes you don't have the option of having a way to enclose yourself in one area and have a completely silent place to do your recordings, right? This could be a fairly well treated room, a closet, a sound booth that you've bought online or made yourself. I've seen plenty of people make them with blankets and PVC pipe and just build it around their area, lay over blankets. Looks great. If you're like me, you have to make do with what you have, which is a single office that has a very small closet, doesn't fit what I need, and has no way to externalize my PC from the area in which I'm recording. The fastest solution, of course, is probably buying a high-powered laptop to work off of. This was one of the routes I was looking at, as the PC I have been using for recording is actually made for gaming and has 6 fans that are either intaking air, expelling air, as well as 2 more on the processor. Kind of makes it a little loud. I do have to do a little bit of volume reduction, which, while it doesn't make my voice sound any worse because I have treated the room properly, I have built sound panels that I have placed around the room in specific areas to make sure that I don't get a lot of echo. Those are actually made with Rockwool 80 insulation. It definitely leads to a deadness and a stillness in the recordings that, it lacks the room tonality that you really want. So, I would very much like to find a silent way to do this. As a computer repair technician, as one of my day jobs, I know how loud laptops can get when they have to work really hard and the fan really starts to kick on to cool it down. And I have done some recording on laptops where I feel I'm doing great. I'm in the middle of it, and then the fan kicks on, and that's really all you hear. Because again, it's not an externalized PC. What I found, actually, while I was at work trying to find cheap business computers for people, was silent mini PCs. On the cheaper side, they are strong enough to run your voice recording software depending on what you're using. I use Reaper. Definitely strong enough to do that. That's on the cheaper side. On the more expensive side, they are pretty comparable to a decent gaming PC. And I'm not saying that they're going to be like Threadripper 64 gigs of DDR5 RAM, 5080 graphics card powerful. No. But they will play some of the newer games on maybe medium settings. So, can't be all bad, right? I bought one of these lower end within the $200 range mini PCs in order to cut down on the noise from my gaming computer. It worked. Completely silent. Runs Reaper, allows me to do all of my editing that I need to do. It runs CapCut. While not the best video editor, it is still a very nice program to be able to use on your desktop. So, the PC I got is the Kamrui Desktop Mini PC. It boasts 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, 1 terabyte of storage, a 3.4 gigahertz 4-core processor for $189.99. It has 2 monitor inputs, 1 HDMI and 1 DisplayPort. So both of my monitors are able to be used. It has a LAN port for wired Ethernet, but I use the Wi-Fi, which works just fine. I've had no issues with it. It has 4 USB 3.0 slots, which, while not an amazing amount, you can easily get a USB hub to rectify that for about $20. While using it for recording and editing works fantastically. I can have my document open, the book I'm narrating, my auditions I've downloaded, the character script that I'm running through. It works just fine, and I've had no hiccups at all. That is until I want to do more than just record. As I work on content for this channel, which I'm starting to build, I've found that the bottleneck to this is almost every browser for the internet eats RAM like it's lunchtime, and it just uses way too much. If Chrome or Firefox is open for an hour, for some reason, they start to eat 60% of the RAM and 30% of the CPU on this mini PC, which is crazy. It starts to lag. I have to, not constantly, but pretty frequently close every program and restart what I actually want to be working on. And yes, while this is good practice for anybody using a PC, make sure you close your programs, don't overwork your PC, it's just bad for it overall. Sometimes I don't want to close my recording in order to like watch a YouTube video while I have Open Office running so I can script out a video. I could easily create a workaround and use the mini PC as a terminal and connect it via Ethernet to my gaming computer when I need to do more than just record. But then I would have to be constantly shutting off my big PC and turning it back on to access the CPU and RAM power when I want to do anything else. All in all, while the mini PC is now my favorite option for what I'm going to be doing moving forward, I will be sending this one back, getting a refund. I will be getting one with a little bit more substance. There are some very nice ones that I found that are triple this little PC's power for maybe $150 more. And for that $150, you're getting a current gen Ryzen 7, 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, the same 1 terabyte of space, and it actually has a GPU in it that might be able to play some games if I so choose. If you are looking to set up a nice recording setup and don't want to have to buy a super powered PC or a higher end laptop that might cost you $800 to $1,200, consider a silent mini PC. I will be trying out a slightly higher end one soon, but wanted to see if something within the $200 range would work. While it was not the best, I'm going to go ahead and give it another shot with something just a little higher end. If this sounds something that might work for you, give it a try. I mean, instead of building a huge PC in order to cut down on costs, buy one of these, put that cost toward a better mic or just the other components that might make things sound better. If you're working in an untreated room, use that to buy some sound paneling. And I'm not just talking about the foam and baffling, I'm talking about real sound paneling. It does help to treat a room so much more. And if you can cut down on costs anywhere, this would be one of the big ones. Good luck, cool kids, and thanks so much for watching. I appreciate your time. Stick around.